All right, this is Harvard, and here with Zack, my partner, and two heads are better than one, which I really believe are. You know, sometimes you don't want just one opinion, you want two. And we're going to finish up with the NFC today, with the NFC West. San Francisco, oh my gosh, 8-8 last year. Boy, have they dropped, they've dropped everybody. They got a whole new team, a whole new everything. I mean, new coach, new coordinators, new players. They got Jim Tomsula. Well, I don't know if I love him or not. I mean, here's a guy that's been 7 years with the defensive line coach, and I think he had some defensive coaching overseas in Scotland, Ireland, and Germany, or somewhere like that. Frank Gore is gone, Crabtree's gone, Patrick Willis is gone, and the offensive line lost Anthony Davis and Mike Lupati. And Colin Kaepernick. Now, there's something that I could probably grab too, because I like that kid. I like everything that he's done, and let me tell you what I really like is he's been working out all off season with Kurt Warner, and I think that's a huge plus. He's trying to, just get better at his craft. And I'll tell you another thing I like. I don't think you can build a defense overnight, but you sure can put some points up overnight if you get everything. So where they used to have that feared defense, I think they're going to be offense carries the team this year. Reggie Bush, they picked up. Who knows what he'll be doing. Carlos Hyde probably will get the start with running back, but I think Reggie Bush will be there to offer a little bit of balance in some plays and things like that. But look for the offense to carry the team. The over and under is 7. Like I said, they won 8 games last year, and I don't really know what's going to happen. Maybe Zack, over under. What do you got to say about that?
This is my official money play. With totals, there's a lot of opinions out there, but a lot can happen, so I don't play a gamut of them. I think you make more money with the regular season, but there's always a few totals here and there that I like to hit. Last year I did it with the Saints, and this is going to be another one that I do, taking the over on the 49ers. And this is strictly based on turnover. I like the fact, we talked about this with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think turnover is good in the NFL. We hear about running backs lasting 3 or 4 years, and once the NFL shifted away from this 10-year, 12-year running back thing, the league got better. There's more points, there's better offense, etc. And now we're seeing more teams deviate from that. You might call it analytics. You see the NBA do that, shift their rosters left and right, and these teams get better overnight. Boston Celtics did it, etc. You can go on and on and on. But in the NFL, we're seeing this happen more and more and more. And I think it's better for the game, and I think it's going to be better for this 49ers team. With Harbaugh gone, things got stale last year, but there is a plan in place with this 49ers team, and I like how they stayed in-house with Jim Tomsula. I heard a great interview at 3 a.m. about 2-3 months ago with him and John Clayton, about a 20-minute interview, and it stuck in my head to hear how much love he has for the game, this coach, and just his track record. He got a random phone call to go to NFL Europe when he was doing just a random, I think he was selling something door to door, but he had a high school career track record that stuck with some NFL assistant that was leading the way in NFL Europe, et cetera, et cetera. The thing is, the 49ers, they have the tools in place. Colin Kaepernick's young. They've got the keys in place with the defense. As Tom Sewell's coached the defense before, and I like the turnover, bringing in Hyde, bringing in Bush, having these things in place. I think 7's a low number, especially when we're to talk under these teams in the Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks that all probably are overrated going into the season. So let's hit this one home and take the 49ers over.
Well, I'm going to let you bet that over with your cash. I just, I don't know. It's just scary. But I do like what Colin has done. Anyway, let's move over to the Seattle team. I guess if they could have ended it when they ended the way they won against Green Bay to get to the Super Bowl, that would have been fine. But man, to have to sit there and play that one play on the 1 yard line over and over and over for the last 6 months, that's got to be hard for even Pete Carroll with all his pom-poms on the sideline to get them jacked up. Let me tell you about this, a couple things. You know, Russell Wilson, I don't think he's going to take that $20 million offer. I think he's going to play for $1.5 million. I think he's crazy that what he's trying to do. I think that Seattle might just say, hey, you know what, there's a lot of quarterbacks that we can put in there. I think he should have taken the deal, but, we're still a couple days away. Maybe he will. I don't know. But here's the thing about winning or going to the Super Bowl. They have all kinds of financial stuff that they have to address. In addition to Russell Wilson, they still have Bobby Wagner, Michael Bennett, and Bruce Irwin that, they haven't got contracts with them. But look at the ones they did sign. Chancellor, he's signed up. Earl Thomas is done. Richard Sherman, he's gone, got his contract. They paid Baldwin, KJ Wright. Marshawn Lynch got something that I didn't think he would get. I thought they were going to do, maybe get another running back in there. Cliff Averill, he's all set. So we're going to have to watch and see what the balance is, see if they can come back from that devastating loss last year. And, they basically handed New England the Super Bowl in their mind, in everybody's mind, in the public's mind. And, what do they just, put the smiles on and come back and go 7-1 at home? Who knows? But the over and under is 11, and I guess I'd have to go over until they prove me wrong.
For me, I'm going to take the under, and the reason is we touched on this a few segments ago with Quinn leaving, going to Atlanta. That's the second defensive coordinator who's got a head coach job from the Seattle Seahawks in the past couple of years. Jacksonville Jaguars coach is gone, or he's with Jacksonville right now, and now you got him down in Atlanta. So this team is shifting, and I saw this last year a lot from a team that was defensive, didn't have to utilize Russell Wilson at all. They won games with their defense, and then last year their defense was getting them in trouble. And all of a sudden, Russell Wilson was running around, scrambling around, trying to win games, coming from back, and Marshawn Lynch, this, that, and that. So they're changing the way they're trying to win games, and then we saw them start to lose games at home, started to see them play from behind a lot more, and I think things are starting to catch up with that Seattle team.
Well, another thing they brought in was Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's another thing. maybe Russell Wilson, I love the guy, and I love what he's done, and I think he's a winner no matter where he goes, but what are you going to pay him, $150, $200 million? Why don't they just buy the franchise? This is crazy. I think I would go, you've got everybody else signed, and just get another quarterback. And it's like finding another Montana, I guess. It's in the system, anybody can be, well, not anybody can be a Montana, or anybody can be a Wilson, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like a Rodgers or something like that, it just seems like this money is just going crazy. Take the $20 million and go to the movies. That's what I say. Let's move down the coast a little bit and over to the desert of Arizona. And let me tell you something. I love Carson Palmer. I love this team. Here they were 9-1, and everything was going great. They were leading the division. And then what? He tears his ACL by tipping. I think he hit his toe on some of the turf or something like that. Well, yeah, he stubbed his toe and it tore his ACL in his left knee. And then they put in Dale Stanton. He goes down. But here's a team that still went 11-5 on the year. Kudos to them. The running back, horrible, very bad. They need somebody to take that balance off. They did get out. They got this kid from northern Iowa that they drafted. I think he was their first pick. His name is David Johnson. So what I want to be doing is seeing how they utilize him. I still believe in the balance of that backfield. You can't just throw every single time, even though Carson Palmer is fantastic. They have a new defensive coordinator in-house. He's only 34 years old, though. Yeah. Todd Bowles, he was the great coordinator. He was the coach of the year, or assistant coach of the year, coordinator of the year. He was everybody, and now he's gone to the Jets to see what he can do up there. But Jason Betcher, he's coming in as the young coordinator, and he inherits a great defense. They're known for their stunts, their blitzes. And, now we can add some pass rush. They've gotten a few players in specifically just to pick up the pass rush and see what they can do. I think their offense, their line, everything's all set other than the running back. So we'll see what they do during the off-season or preseason. Like I said, they won 11 games last year. Over and under those, only 8.5. Yeah. Maybe they don't see Palmer. He's a little bit older than he's 35 years old. He's been around a long time, and coming off that injury, you got to be a little bit careful, but let's see how he plays and how they use him and the backup.
Yeah, I think Arizona. This is another one of those that's right on the head. I think they're going to hit 9 wins, so I take the over on this. But Carson Palmer, like you said, he's 35 years old, and I don't see anything wrong with the age in the quarterback position. We can talk about half dozen other teams, and people wouldn't even think of age when it comes to quarterback. Talking about the Saints with Drew Brees, Patriots with Brady, Broncos. even Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo, those type of guys, they're all in their 30s, and that's not even a factor. Just because Carson Palmer's coming off an injury, but he's been through injuries his whole career. He had that year off when he had to sit out when Cincinnati went to deal him, then he went to Oakland halfway through the season, that type of thing. So
that's the problem, though. He's injury prone. That's what we're saying.
He's injury prone, but Bruce Arians is a mastermind guru. I think he can get things done. He did it with the Colts. And the best thing about Arizona Cardinals, I think that's undervalued, even in this line, is their home edge. This team, especially defensively at home, they had some amazing stat last year. In the fourth quarter, they didn't give up a touchdown or any points for about the first 6 games at home, and then injuries got in the way, yada, yada, yada. And they played like this for a couple of years, even with John Skelton at quarterback, stuff like that. They are a great home team, and I think you can count on that 5-6 wins at home. Not going to be 8, obviously. 5-6 wins at home. You win 3 games on the road, that type of thing. You're going to be right at that number, and I think this Cardinals team will get it done.
Oh, absolutely, I do. And also, if you look at the Carson Palmer under Brian Arians is 13-2. He's only started 15 games for him. He's won 13 of them. So he likes the system. Everything clicks like that. But like I said, like you said, his Cincinnati, Oakland, and now the Cardinals, he has gotten injured. And boy, you'd hate to put a lot of money out on the over, and then all of a sudden he goes down in game 1 or 2. So, that's tough. But, on a week-to-week basis, I think there's a lot of value playing, especially with the heat the first 3 or 4 weeks, in the season. These teams come from the north and come down there, and my gosh, it is hot, 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 all the way till mid-October. So we'll probably pick up a few wins just based on that.
Indoor stadium.
It's indoors and stuff, but it's still coming down there, and it's just a change. The whole thing just going down there, coming in and out of your hotel and just all kinds of things, in and out of the bus. Just everywhere you go, it's just miserable when it's 110 degrees.
Yeah,
so anyway, let's move to the Midwest where St. Louis Rams. I like the St. Louis Rams team, but when I start to look back at Jeff Fisher, I'm not sure he's getting it done. 4 years ago, he kept claiming that they were the youngest team in the NFL. All right, they win 7 games. 3 years ago, they won 7 games. Last year, they won 6 games. So now he's in his 4th year. I'm not sure what he's doing with that team. Naturally, they have a great defense, and it's set up by a fantastic pass rush. So I think their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. Greg Williams. He came in from the Saints with that bounty gate thing and all that, but you know what? He's passed on. This team is really just a fantastic defense, and he's doing a lot of good things. They drafted Todd Gurley from running back from Georgia, so I think they need him. But they also got Nick Foles. Nick Foles, who knows? I liked him at Philly at times, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's nowhere to be seen, and here he is. Thinking that this is his new home. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll have to see in preseason. But they do have an offensive coordinator, so there's going to be 2 people trying to figure all this out, the new coordinator and Nick Foles. So maybe they'll match up right from the start, or maybe there could be a conflict right from the start. That remains to be seen. And the offensive line, boy, do they lack some experience there. That's probably why they've done so poorly and why Sam Bradford was doing so poorly also. They just got to shore up that offensive line and see what they do. And the worst problem too, Zach, as I see it, is they got to do all this, put this whole new offense together with a new quarterback, offensive coordinator, and everything. Guess who they play game 1? They play Seattle in game 1. They don't have a lot of time to mess around. And who wants to go out starting 0-1?
With me, I think St. Louis, they're going to be one of those teams that surprises people out the gate. And that 7.5 is going to look fine and dandy early in the season. But I think as the season wears on, you hit that November, December, mid-November time frame, that's when the declines will start to happen. When you have a 7.5 number, you cannot afford to have a 3-4 game losing streak. And I think that's going to hit. I think it's going to hit this young team. Young teams come out the gate strong, especially with the talent this team has, defensively and offensively. But I just think the division's too tough for them just to creep up on the division and hit 8 wins this season. And I don't trust Foles. That's the biggest factor. I don't think they're ready for the backup position. Watching Foles the past year or 2 years, he takes those type of hits with his big body and size. That's going to put him on the sideline. He didn't last last year, and honestly, he looked like he was a little bit slower when he tried to come back the second time, and ended up getting benched in favor of Mark Sanchez. So I'm going to take the under with the St. Louis Rams team, and if Jeff Fisher gets it done, he might earn himself another contract for his late career in St. Louis, but I'm not making on that.
Well, one of those things is they also have a new center coming in. When you have a new center, and he's the one that's calling out all the plays for his linemen and what's going downfield and all that stuff. But you get a new center, a new coordinator, and a new quarterback, and a poor offensive line. All I can see is trouble, and I can see them. Who knows? Maybe they're going to lose a lot of games, 24-20. But those are still losses. So anyway, if you like this, we'll be hitting the AFC, all divisions coming up shortly. So make sure you come back each and every day for this website.